Hi friends, it's Sharon from Mad Paper Crush, and I'm here to bring you a design team journal for the Graphics Fairy. But before I walk you through it, I wanted to just show you some of the kits that I used from the premium membership site on the Graphics Fairy. If you're interested in becoming a member to get some of these lovely designs for yourself, I will link that down below so that you can check that out. I used Butterfly Garden. Since I'm calling this journal my Butterfly, Birds, and Botanicals, I thought Butterfly Garden was perfect because it had both butterflies and some beautiful botanicals in here that I thought I could use for the kit. For the journal. And then I also used a lot of these antique title pages. I absolutely love old title pages like this. And I put a lot of the botanicals and things on top of these when I printed them out so that I kind of used them in conjunction. And then the next one was the Central Park Bird Watchers. Since I needed to have some bird things in here, this one had a lot of really cool ephemera that I thought would make great note cards and different things like that. This one also had some fun printables for journal pages, which I'll be showing you when we go through the journal itself. And then for the cover, I used the Secret Life of Flowers Altoid Tins printable, and I already cut one out, but you can see there's so many different beautiful printables on here that I just cut it out, sewed it, and made it my cover here. And then the last kit that I used this one the most throughout the journal was the Tattered Paper Treasures. And this one had so many beautiful old sort of grungy papers in it. I thought it would make a perfect base for the assemblage that I was doing. Now in this kit, when this kit came, these are all the individual pictures, but the printables in here, now I just printed a couple because you'll see a bunch more of them as we go through the journal, but there are these beautiful collage pages that have all of those tattered papers in them, the images in them, but they're already all collaged together and ready to go. And this is the base of what I used for the assemblage inside the book. So we'll go through that and I'll show you all that when we get started here. Okay, so for this book, because I used the Tattered Paper Treasure Kit as sort of my base, I wanted the look and feel of the journal to have that same kind of feel. So I made this kind of tatty spine here with just a bunch of torn fabric kind of tied onto some ribbon that I put on there. And I love the way that looks. And then I also created throughout the book sort of some assemblage, which gave us lots of flips and tucks and pockets and things like that. So on the front is this first pocket here, which is a pocket right on the front that I have this little note card in, but then it also flips open this way, and you have a note card in this little tuck spot here, which is one of those Central Park images. And then I have a little note card here, and this was one of the title pages with some of the botanicals on that one. So that's a little tuck spot here. But then before you open it, you can go this way, and there's another little tuck spot over here where I put a little postcard. And then I also just kind of made a tag here for this little piece because I wanted to have something sticking up in the journal. And so I added this little tuck band here, a belly band, I guess you could call it. And I made this 2-layered tag so you can stick one of the layers right behind, whoops, if I can see what I'm doing there, right behind there, and it just kind of holds it in place, but it won't fall out or anything like that. So that's the front of the journal. We've got lots more tucks and flips to go. So let's go ahead and get inside of this thing. So on the front cover, I did a bunch of fold outs and tucks here. I added a little tuck spot here with some more of those postcards that you saw before. There's actually a Butterfly Garden printable that has a bunch of different sizes of postcards that has those botanicals and butterflies all in them. And I thought they would be perfect little note cards and things like that to tuck in all these pockets. And then I have this long, tall pocket here at the top where there's a nice long tag here that has some more botanicals on it. And I used some of the images from, this is I think a title page, and this came from the Central Park bird watching kit, I do believe. So a nice long tag right in there. And then when you flip that over, then you have these cute little window pockets that I made with these little birds on them there. And these are actually, this is from a kit called Feathered Friends, and I used the printable for that. These are 3-inch squares. And I thought they made perfect little tags. So I just added them to little postcard backs here, and then you just tuck them in. This one goes in the top, and then this one goes in the side here. And you can see all of these papers on my flips and things are those collage paged, tattered treasured paper kit printables. Boy, that was a mouthful. So then these actually open separately if you want them to, but you can fold them over together. And I tried to make them match up here so that it would look like a full, image when you opened it up. And then on the inside here, I used another printable that is actually a library pocket. And I thought this terrarium was really fun to put in there. So there's a little library pocket right in the back there. And then throughout, I also used some washi tape that I kind of made with some alcohol ink. So this was actually one of the vintage papers washi tape from the Graphics Fairy that I added some things to. All right, so now let's get into the meat of the journal. So there are 2 signatures in here, and a lot of these papers that you'll see, the signature pages, I actually used from journal page printables from the Graphics Fairy. So there was a bunch of different ones throughout there that I thought would be fun in here. I added in a little envelope here. And when you open this up, I added some dictionary pages in there, along with some, if I can find the other one, along with some scrapbook, some vintage scrapbook, I don't even know what you call these, stickers maybe, that came out of an old scrapbook. These are some fruits there. I thought they were really fun. And so I just kind of wrapped them up in this dictionary page that go in this envelope. And we'll put this back in there later so I don't have to do that while we're watching here. And then I have some avocado dyed paper in here with some design on it that I love, and it matched the papers very well. And then I have a little pocket here with another envelope with another dictionary page in there. And this one also has some of those vintage scrapbook stickers. And these are some birds that I found. So some little chicks there. I'm not sure what kind of bird that is, but I thought it went perfect with the theme of my journal there. So we'll put that one back together as well in a minute. And then I just have some pages that you can do some journaling on. This was another journal page printable. I added a little flip here with an old book page. And then I added some ephemera in here, an old playing card, some more of those postcards that you saw earlier. And then I also put in a couple specimen cards throughout. So I used a die cut for the specimen, but then I fussy cut some of the butterflies from the Butterfly Garden kit to make that. And then I did some napkin decoupage on here. I thought these colors matched the papers I was using the most there. And then this is another printable journal page. I made this tag, so I just printed one of those title pages with a couple of butterflies on top, and that's a nice big tag that you could journal on the back. And here's another one of those 3-inch Feathered Friends printables that I put on here. I thought the journal needed pops of black, and so that's why I kind of added some of these throughout. This is another journal page. I love journal pages with labels on them, so you can add some wording. This might be the beginning of a section of this journal or something like that. And then here's another specimen card that I did with some brads, and once again fussy cut some of those butterflies from the Butterfly Garden kit. And this is just paper clipped on. You can pull that off if you wanted to. I added some fabric throughout on my pages. I like doing that to give it some texture there. And this is the second signature that we have here. I also added in just some little flourish stamps. So there is a kit in the Graphics Fairy that you can download some of these different flourishes, and I just added them to the page before I printed them out using the brush set that comes with the kit. And I thought this added a little nice design to some of the pages. When there wasn't anything, to have a little something on there was nice. And this is an old book page, and I added some dyed seam binding to that. And I have a little tuck spot here, and this is from the Central Park bird watching kit. It's this great little diagram of a bird, topography of a bird. I thought that was a really cute tag to put in here. And once again, I just printed on the back so that it could be a journal card. And this is another journal page from that same kit. And then I did find this journal page. It was in the lace making kit, but the colors matched really nicely. And I loved how it had this tag on the page. So I added a real life hole and some reinforcement, and then added a little bit of fabric to the end of that. And I thought that was really fun. Just kind of a, different thing to find inside of a journal. All right. And now we've gotten to the back of the journal, and I have some more assemblage back here. So I'm just going to flip it all open first, and then we'll go through each of the pieces. So there's a flip on the side here. I have a flip on the top up here. This side comes open and this side comes down. So let me put this up for a second so you can kind of see. So all four sides kind of come open. In this back envelope, I just printed out one of the papers. And I'm not sure exactly which kit this came from, but I just found it. It looked like a letter, and I kind of distressed it a little bit so it looked like an old letter. And I put that right in the back pocket here. And then this little pocket on the bottom, let me move this up so we can take a look at it. So this little flip on the bottom has a kind of a top pocket here. And I put another one of those specimen cards with a fussy cut butterfly on there, right up in there. And then this pocket, when you open it up, I put one of the botanical pictures from the butterfly garden on there. I loved the yellows on that, and even the spider web is real fun on that one. Okay, and then this one, when it comes over here, is another one of the window envelopes that I die cut out. And I created a little note card to go inside with some fabric as sort of the tab there. And I made it into a little note card. And then the top flip up here is actually an envelope that you can open up. And there's a great big note card right in there that you can use to write on or journal on. And I just made a little closure from a band here so that it would be, you wouldn't have to close it permanently, but it would stay nice and closed for you. And then on this side, I made a smaller envelope with a couple pieces of ephemera in here. So there's a feather note card and some of those die cuts that I cut out. I thought would just be fun to put in there that you could add to different places in the journal yourself. See if I can get those back in there. And once again, I used a band to close that. And then on the side flip here, I have another one of those postcards from Butterfly Garden in this little tuck spot, which is also one of those Feathered Friends pieces. And then this is like a little accordion envelope here. So you open it up and you can pull out the things that are in there. I think I got everything here. And so I just added some old book pages from a botanical book that I have and a bird book that I have into there. All right, that's it. Lots of tucks and pockets and flips throughout this journal. I hope you enjoyed this flip through, friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.